So today we're going to explore some hands and knees poses. What I want you to think about today for that is how your knees feel when they're on the floor, and if there's any reason that you need extra padding there to allow yourself a blanket under the knees. And then this idea of palms being flat on the floor, right? For some people that is a pretty stressful situation for the wrists. You can spread the fingers wide and reach the weight of your hands through the whole palm so that you feel like you're grounding into the base knuckles and the pads of your fingers. Usually what's hard about this is the fact that the palm is flat and at 90 degrees. So one of the things you can do to just sort of alleviate any pressure that's in the wrist is let the fingers be curled. And if the fingers can sort of be curled around the edges of a block, often that will alleviate any tension in the wrists. Alternately, you can come on your fists, and when the wrists stay nice and long like this, that is another way to practice. So when you come to this pose, we're going to move the spine from here in all the directions that it's meant to move. So you can arch your back to the sky and feel it pull down again. Imagine that a wave is moving up your back body. It starts at the tailbone and goes to the crown of your head. So you might feel like the tailbone lifts, the belly falls, the shoulders relax, the space between your shoulders relax, and the head rises. And when your breath moves the other direction, the tailbone pulls down, the low back arches, reaching all the way up till the head falls. You can imagine this motion moving up and down the spine. Really what you're working on is just allowing your awareness to notice what parts of your back are tense, tight, what areas feel like they might be stuck together, and what areas feel supple, flexible, movable. So this is working your back in flexion and extension. Then we want to do some lateral movement. You could reach your rib cage out to the right, take your gaze, look the opposite way. Your eyes looking the opposite way that your ribs are reaching. Feels like a hammock is swinging back and forth under your body. And then I like to make big rolls with the spine. I imagine it as a cement truck rolling, keeping the cement wet and sticky in the body. It's a way of lubricating everything. Nice. If it feels right, touch your toes together and just press back into a child's pose. Sometimes this can alleviate some of the tension you might be feeling on the wrists. Sometimes you can take those wrists and just reach them down into the ground, giving them a little press. Stretching long. When you go to let the head fall towards the floor, if it doesn't touch, feel free to put a block underneath them. And same thing if your bum goes back just this far, and that's how far things feel like they will stretch for you in the ankles, knees, or hips, then just let that be the case. There's nothing wrong with child's pose looking like a little deeper there. Nice. Now I want you to play around with the next step, moving towards downward dog. Your back toes can curl under. And what I'd like you to do is just feel like the knees can lift up off the blanket or the mat. But what I want you to watch for is where that work is coming from. If it feels like the back is pulling up or the low back is doing the work, then really concentrate on pushing through the hands, pushing through the feet, and feeling that connection. Usually if you can connect through hands and feet, you might even feel the core turn on for you. And that little tiny lift is all you're looking for. You want to be able to just come up enough that you can feel the engagement through your body and not worry so much about any pain happening in your spine. Back is long and straight. It's hard to tell in the video with my black fireplace and my black shirt. Try that again. Hands ground, toes curl under, and just lift. Notice where the work is coming from. Let it be from the hands pressing in and the feet pressing into the floor. Yeah, release out. If you are finding that it is the toes, the mobility of the toes that's stopping you from being able to press into those feet and lift the knees up, then play around with that. Come into a seated position and just start to give those toes a massage. We've been really finding in our group yoga therapy class that the feet are playing a huge role in our ability to feel stable and in our ability to actually get work happening in our legs. Using your knuckles to just go up and down the soles of the foot, making sure that you rub the outside edges and the inside edges. Sometimes your fingers can lace between each toe, and you can just rock the fingers around, massaging where the feet, the toes join the feet. Do that with the second foot, and then go back to hands and knees and practice lifting. If it's feeling good, you can move right into the downward dog video that's posted and keep working where the work is coming from. Good luck.